This brings me to a concept that I want to cover today called allostatic load. Those of you who are chiropractors, holistic health and wellness specialists, are probably familiar with this term because you deal with health through the other side of the lens of specialization of holistic health and wellness. And so allostatic load can be thought of as the wear and tear on your system. It is a new normal, meaning I'm in balance, I'm exposed to chronic stress, and now I find a new equilibrium, and I'm functioning outside of what my body is designed to do. This is allostatic load. It can be thought of as wear and tear over time on the body. So here's a graphical representation of that. So at the bottom here, my bottom line is my set point. That is my genetic balance, my genetic homeostasis. That's where my body wants to and should operate. Now you guys see these ups and these downs. What's happening here? As I go up, I'm going up because I was exposed to stress. What does my body then do? Responds, and you see a dip. But how many times a day are we exposed to stress? Thousands, tens of thousands of times. So this is happening thousands of times a day. So I'm exposed to stress, I respond, I'm exposed to stress, I respond. But what happens if the stressor is larger than my body's ability to respond? I begin to wander off of homeostasis. And eventually I find a new altered set point, meaning a new operational parameter, a new balance point for my body that is at a new place than it was. The difference between those two lines is allostatic load, okay? This is an energy diagram, right? Oxidative stress is high and reductive energy is low, okay? Here's how I want you to think about it. Imagine here I've got a bucket. My allostatic load is the water level inside of that bucket. As I'm exposed to stressors, right, that water level will increase. Now, my body has response mechanisms. The NRF2 pathway is one we've talked a lot about, but there are many pathways that can be used to respond to this allostatic stress or this allostatic load to reduce the water level in the bucket. Think of it as a spigot that turns on and off at the bottom of the bucket to be able to drain the allostatic load. Now, there are some of us, due to genetics, that may have a bigger bucket than others. Right? Meaning you can handle more before you begin to overflow. When you overflow, that is the onset of chronic disease. That's how you can think of this. This buildup of stress over time, this allostatic load, may not express itself in the form of a chronic disease in a 10-year, 20-year, 15-year period. It depends upon your genetics. How big is your bucket? We don't get to decide that. However, there are things that we can do to enhance our ability to respond and to lower the water level so that we can keep that water from overflowing. Now, how does this relate to our siloed approach to health and wellness? There are effective modalities, there are effective products that address each one of these categories and others, right? But like I said earlier, there is one side of the coin. Your allostatic load has a direct impact on every single function that your body performs. Every single one. If you are this close to overfilling, your body is so busy fighting a war against the oxidative stress that it's exposed to that it cannot effectively perform any of these individualized functions. And so you may be taking a product that is designed to give you a specific benefit in one of these categories. But if you are neglecting the systemic approach to health and wellness, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because your allostatic load directly affects how your body can perform in each one of these individualized categories.